Every day, millions of people open YouTube looking for answers. They're struggling with anxiety, loneliness, or just trying to find a sense of purpose. It's a digital confessional, and people are pouring their most vulnerable problems into the search bar. Modern cult leaders exploit that vulnerability by using professional ring lights and microphones to present themselves as helpful, everyday self-improvement creators. Take Teal Swan, for example. She built a massive following by treating human distress as a metric to be captured. She explicitly targeted her content using search engine optimization, tagging her videos with phrases like, "how to get rid of anxiety." She knew that desperate people searching for those terms aren't usually in a sophisticated, critical state of mind. Other channels like actualize.org run a similar playbook. The host, Leo Gura, initially built deep trust with a massive audience by offering basic, seemingly helpful videos on confidence and positivity. Only after viewers were hooked did the radical ideas start creeping in. Today, the path into a dangerous group begins at home, triggered by an algorithm recommending a single helpful video. Once an audience is consistently watching, the leader initiates the next step of the playbook, a drastic escalation of their own authority. They stop presenting themselves as a helpful guide and start positioning themselves as an infallible deity. The claims become bizarre. The founder of Unicult, Unicron, told her followers she was an alien consciousness born into a human body. Bentinho Massaro, who ran the Trinfinity Academy, claimed he could control the weather with his mind, boasting a 95% success rate. As the leader elevates themselves, they apply an inverse tactic to their followers. They actively try to strip the viewer of their personal identity. Spiritual teacher Muji explicitly instructed his audience to let go of who they were, telling them to literally be nobody. Telling someone to be nobody is a calculated tactical move. Once a person lets go of their identity and their boundaries, they become entirely unmoored. They lose their internal compass, making them incredibly easy to influence. By elevating themselves to the level of gods while erasing the individuality of the viewer, these creators achieve the psychological breakdown necessary to gain total behavioral control. With the viewer's psychological defenses lowered, the leader moves them off public platforms like YouTube and funnels them into highly controlled private digital ecosystems. This is where financial extraction begins. To join Unicult's inner circle, members bought a $111 application, some sealing contracts with blood. Others escalate this paywall. Bentinho Massaro's Trinfinity Academy allegedly generated $60,000 a month from subscriptions alone. Inside these private ecosystems, the leader achieves complete ideological dominance. On actualize.org, Leo Gura cultivated a private forum of over 34,000 members. He personally posted over 65,000 times, ensuring his voice was the overwhelming central authority in every discussion. These private platforms serve a dual purpose. They generate millions in unregulated revenue, and they successfully sever the followers' ties to dissenting outside opinions. The final stage of the playbook demands followers prove their devotion in the physical world. The leader forms an inner circle and dictates nearly every aspect of their daily lives. To build his enlightened society in Sedona, Arizona, Bentinho Massaro forced followers to sign non-disclosure agreements with penalties of $100,000 or more. Inside the remote compound, members were put on extreme grape juice fasts and subjected to relentless sleep deprivation, all under the guise of decreasing their body density to reach enlightenment. Teal Swan made similar extreme demands on her inner circle. Dedicated members living on her compound worked for her full-time without pay, expected to be available 24/7, and discouraged from having children so they wouldn't disturb her schedule. For Leo Gura's followers, the physical escalation took a chemical turn. He told his audience that the only way to fully awaken and experience God was to consume a highly illegal Schedule I psychedelic substance, framing it as a mandatory magic pill. By this stage, the process is complete. The viewer has surrendered their financial resources, their physical health, and their autonomy to a creator they first met through a screen. The cost of these unchecked digital empires is devastating. When followers isolate themselves and follow extreme directives, families are shattered and human lives are lost. One devoted member of Bentinho Massaro's group was found lifeless at the bottom of a cliff after a Sedona retreat. In 2017, 2 of Muji's followers passed away under suspicious circumstances at his Portugal center, and between 2018 and 2022, 3 members of the actualized community allegedly died after following the channel's psychedelic advice. Even without physical compounds, the psychological isolation can be total. The Angelic Initiative, a YouTube channel run by a mother and daughter, broadcasted this reality directly to the public. Over the course of 1,400 videos, viewers watched the daughter Jaime transform from a normal young woman into an empty, agreeable echo of her mother. She sat rigidly beside her in videos, robotically repeating her mother's bizarre claims, prompting a massive, desperate internet campaign to rescue her. The initial promise of belonging sold at the top of the YouTube funnel leads directly to profound and sometimes fatal isolation. Despite the exposés, the documentaries, and the mounting death tolls, nearly all of these channels are still operating. They are monetizing, posting, and offering courses to new audiences today. Healthy digital communities empower members to live their own lives. Cults seek the authority to control them. We have to remain highly critical of anyone selling a shortcut to salvation or meaning through a digital platform. The internet makes finding your tribe easier than ever, but it has also democratized cult leadership. In the end, our own human vulnerability remains the most easily exploited algorithm of all.